Hello, future graduates. It's time to explore the exciting opportunities that await you after high school. Today, we're diving into a hidden gem in higher education, the California Community College System. Buckle up as we uncover how community colleges can be affordable, flexible, and rewarding pathways to success. Community college, which is also referred to as junior college or two-year college, is one of the avenues to helping achieve after high school degree goals. California boasts the largest community college system in the U.S., with 116 colleges serving over 2 million students annually. If you drive 30 minutes in any direction, chances are you'll probably find a community college campus. Some local examples of a California community college include Sierra College and Lake Tahoe Community College. While not true for every single program at a community college, most programs and community college campuses practice open access, meaning they offer admissions policies that welcome students from all backgrounds, whether or not you were successful, struggled, or didn't even finish high school. Several programs that are offered at most junior colleges include associate's degrees, which is an acronym of AA for an associate's degree in the arts, or AS, an associate's degree of science. There are certificate-based programs that specialize in different career fields, and non-credit courses for skill development or personal enrichment. We'll break some of this information down in just a minute. But California community colleges serve as a bridge to four-year universities and provide vocational training for immediate employment upon finishing the program. Did you know that nearly 30% of the University of California and 51% of the California State University graduates started at a community college? At the community college level, there are 3 primary college degrees that you can attain. The first, and most focused, is called a certificate. This educational program provides you with very specific skills. Similar to a trade or technical school program, it's a fast track to entering the workforce. Usually a certificate program is short-term, meaning several months to a year. It is career-oriented and highly specialized. Some examples could be phlebotomist, an HVAC technician, or other programs like, say, a fire academy. Pursuing a certificate program through a California community college can be a very cost-effective way to avoid sometimes the higher cost of attendance at a private or specialized trade school program. The second most common community college degree is actually what we call a terminal degree, meaning it's a degree that you would finish, and that's the associate's degree. Oftentimes you see the acronym of AA or AS, an Associates of Arts or an Associates of Science. These associate's degrees combine a broad generalized education with courses also including specific majors or focuses. Typically, this degree program is completed in 2 years of full-time study and can provide more flexibility than just a certificate to adjust goals or change targets down the road. So a student who might be studying a business degree could take a set of courses from that business major, say intro to business or financial accounting, and also be required to take some more generalized coursework, which would kind of fall into the elective world. That could be art, it could be sociology or psychology. This provides a broader and more well-rounded approach to developing a student's educational path, exposing them to a lot of different ways to view the world. And finally, there's the Associate's Degree for Transfer. The acronyms for that is ADT, AA-T, or AS-T. This provides a clear, streamlined way to transfer to a California State University or a University of California school. This program is also typically completed in about 2 years of full-time study, but be aware that most programs have prerequisite requirements, and it's more of a degree unit requirement than a total time requirement. These programs are vertically aligned with the CSU and UC transfer programs that you would be attending following the completion of this associate's degree for transfer. And the community college campuses also have typically a transfer program that you can work with that will help make sure that you are completing all the requirements to successfully complete and apply for this transfer program. They will also guide you through their tag or transfer agreements that they have with many of the CSU and UC campuses. The transfer pathway is a cost-effective and admissions-effective way to gain entry into competitive CSUs and many of the UC campuses compared to first-time freshman applications. In addition to some of these programs, there are a number of campuses that are expanding their offerings into actually offering full bachelor's degree programs while at a community college. This could turn into a very cost-effective way to reach your bachelor's degree in a very quick amount of time. Much of the transfer process actually happens when you get to your junior college. However, there are a couple things to be aware of prior to arrival. Similar to high school A through G requirements, the upper division transfer program to CSUs and UCs require completing certain programs, certain majors, certain courses within a certain acceptable performance level. These requirements are agreed upon between the CSU, the UC, and the community college, and are very easily accessible through your transfer program at your community college. Most transfer programs require students to complete lower division coursework, very similar, if not exactly the same, as the coursework you'd be taking at the UC or CSU program while in that major of study. Typically in your second year at the junior college, you will enter into an agreement with the UC or CSU of your choice, and that essentially saves you a seat once you complete the agreed upon requirements. There are many benefits to going through the transfer pathway. First might be there are smaller sizes that could be available in your first 2-year program at the junior college. There's also an opportunity to improve your academic record if needed before transferring. And overall, the cost savings on tuition and fees is rather significant. California state law and statistics show that students who go through a transfer pathway often have significantly higher admissions rates compared to first-time freshmen at most of the highly selective CSU and UC campuses. While true in all environments after high school, working with an advisor or counselor to navigate your academic program is crucial at a junior college. With so many varieties of options, programs, degree paths, and requirements for things like transferring, working with the professionals on a regular basis will ensure that you reach your goals on time. Regular advising is also typically a part of the Promise program, which we'll talk about in just a minute. One of the major draws about a community college is the cost benefit of attending this community college. Here are 3 ways to focus on saving money navigating the community college system. First is be focused. What that means is wasting time on classes that aren't helping you reach your goal, that costs money and actually reduces your lifetime earnings. Think about taking a course over the summertime. This could help speed up your time to a degree or making that transfer path possible. Or if you need to take remedial coursework, it might help you get back on track in a faster way. Also take advantage of your current high school courses, taking AP exams and doing your best work on those, and potentially looking into dual credit coursework while you're in high school. Another way to save money through community college is to focus on being full-time. And what that means is you're a full-time student. Each college will have a set number of units that's required to be half-time or full-time, and to be eligible for the most amount of financial aid and scholarships, they typically require you to be a full-time student. At minimum, dedicate yourself to be at least a half-time student. This is often the minimum requirement to qualify for things like financial aid. Taking even 1 to 2 additional terms to transfer or graduate means that you're incurring additional costs and you're missing earning opportunities. And lastly, living at home is one of the biggest cost savings you can find in relation to attending a community college. The cost of living or room and board is the largest expense that you'll see in a community college cost of attendance worksheet. Make sure that you're also applying for the FAFSA, scholarship programs, and other financial aid programs that might be available to you. Living at home can easily save you about $15,000 per year. You should also be aware of the California Promise program. Some community college campuses may rebrand this and label it something related to their mascot or their campus name, but in general, the Promise program is available at many, if not all, community colleges, and it covers the tuition and fees while you're enrolled, typically full-time, and meeting certain qualifying factors. A couple factors that you might commonly see would be having semester requirements related to academic advising, adequate academic progress, and so on. This goal of the program is to actually increase the incentives to be a full-time student and work through that 2-year degree or a transfer program within that estimate of 2 years. In addition to things we've already discussed, there are several college pros that you'll find at the 2-year college level. First of all is the flexibility. The community college system can provide flexibility for students who must work while they're in school. Maybe they have a family, or their needs are different and they need different options related to when they can access their coursework, say in the evenings or online. The flexibility can also grow as you go, meaning you could start potentially half-time, and then as you develop into your program, you might take on more work or become full-time, and it's less of a commitment that is long-term over the course of 4 years. You can adjust things as your life maybe adjusts as well. It's also exploratory. There's often less pressure or demand to declare a major within the junior college system. Students also have some additional options regarding how they pursue their general education coursework and potentially additional options that they can take within the breadth of the required coursework. You can also more easily move between areas of study if your areas of interest adapt or change. Students will also notice significantly more diversity in terms of both socioeconomic status, racial and ethnic group makeup, but also age level. Students of all age types, backgrounds will be represented on a community college campus, which is often a little bit different than what you'll see in most 4-year college campuses, which is primarily broken up into undergraduates, which is typically first-time college students within, between the ages of, say, 18 and 25, and graduate students who might be just beyond that. In a community college, you'll see students who are of that age group, but you'll also see students who are returning back to college after having a career or a family. You'll see students who are well beyond their educated years and maybe in their older and wiser years coming back to learn. And it provides a different and diverse view on your learning experiences, different perspectives, and honestly, a refreshing look at your studies. I'm not going to lie and say that community college is all flower and rainbows. There are some cons to be aware of as well. The first one, and what probably most people think of first, is the perception of community college. There's this misconception that community college is considered less than, or a backup, or not as good as, say, a 4-year college. And that is actually incorrect. It is a different than approach to education, and it creates different opportunities to pursue as many different options as students find available to them. So while it's not easier, less than, worse than, it is a different than opportunity, but it is something you need to be aware of and wrestle with for yourself. It's a great opportunity to discuss with your school counselor, with an advisor, or a trusted adult. Second is campus life. Most community college campuses do not have residential dorms on campus. There are a few in the state of California, but they're limited and relatively hard to gain access to. Most campuses have off-campus housing or associated student housing nearby that students live in, but they typically do not live on the actual campus. The impacts of this can potentially reduce some of the vibrancy and activity on campus, especially during certain hours in the evenings or early mornings when most people are not in class or on campus studying, can sometimes reduce the level of activity around campus. It's also typically a commuter campus at most community colleges, meaning students will drive or take public transport or walk or ride their bike to campus, attend class, maybe study on campus for the day, and then leave in the afternoon. they're not typically here outside of course hours playing Frisbee and whatnot at the same level as, say, at a four-year college with residential dorms. And lastly, the con of duration. And what that means is it's called a 2-year college or a 2-year college degree, but in reality, that's the estimate of a full-time student and the time required to complete that degree program. 2-year degrees can very well last into 3, 4, and 5 years for students who are less than full-time, students who maybe are dabbling and not focused in their studies, and students who potentially are looking into changing majors or needing to take remedial coursework. So being aware of the time at a community college and being focused is a pro, but it's also a very big con as well if you're not one of those students. So it's one thing to be aware of as you're making that decision and committing to pursue a community college program. Community colleges offer a world of opportunities that are accessible, affordable, and adaptable to your dreams. Whether you're aiming to transfer to a top university, gain skills for immediate employment, or explore different academic fields, the California Community College system can be a gateway to success. Consider taking some next steps to increase your opportunities and understand the available options for you at a California community college. Visit campus websites or take some virtual tours. If available, make a visit in person to a college campus to understand what it feels like to walk around and meet some of the students who are there and speak to some of the staff or professors. Take advantage of when colleges come and see us or attend college fairs where many community colleges also send representatives to speak with potential students. Come see them at lunch, visit the college fairs that happen throughout the school year, and attend some of the field trips that many times our students are able to go on to local community colleges and four-year college opportunities. The California Community College system is a vibrant, vital, and super successful pathway for all students to pursue higher education, whether that's through a certificate, an associate's degree for transfer, or even a bachelor's degree. The future is in your hands, and every great journey begins with a single step. Consider making that step at a California community college.